Welcome back to the Datarekha audio guide. I'm Diya.
And I'm Arjun. Today, an agent that burned through 150,000 tokens before it did one useful thing. And the trick that got the same job done in 2000.
Hold on. 150,000 down to 2,000. That's not a tweak. That's the whole bill basically vanishing. What was it spending all that on?
Two things. And they both balloon as you add tools. First, tool definitions. Every MCP tool you connect ships its schema and description into the context. Connect a dozen servers with a few hundred tools, and that's tens of thousands of tokens of pure overhead, sitting there on every single call whether the agent uses the tool or not.
So it's paying rent on a giant toolbox even when it only reaches for one wrench.
Exactly that. And the second cost is sneakier. Intermediate data. Say the agent queries a database and gets back 50,000 rows, just to filter them down to 3. In the traditional setup, all 50,000 rows travel back through the model on the way to being thrown out.
Wait. Through the model, it has to read 50,000 rows it's about to discard?
Everyone. The model pays, in tokens and in latency, to look at data whose only destiny is the bin. That's the quiet scaling problem. More tools, bigger results, and your costs climb before any real work happens.
Okay, so what's the fix? Because you can't just not call the tools.
You change who does the calling. Instead of presenting the tools as things the model invokes one at a time, you present them as a code API. A little library the agent can program against. So rather than call tool, read result, call tool, read result, the agent writes a short script. Call these tools, join them, filter them, hand me back just the answer.
And the script runs where?
In a sandbox, off to the side, outside the context window entirely. So that 50,000 row query, the filtering, the crunching, it all happens out there. And the only thing that ever comes back to the model is the final line. Something like 12 overdue orders, total $40,000. The model never sees the rows, just the sentence.
So the analogy is, instead of dumping the whole filing cabinet on the executive's desk, you send an intern to the archive and they walk back with one sticky note.
That's it. Exactly. The model is the executive. The sandbox is the intern doing the grunt work, where the executive never has to look. And the tool definitions get the same treatment. They're discovered and called in code, not preloaded as schemas upfront. So the toolbox stops charging rent too.
And that's where the 98.7% comes from. Anthropic's number?
Their reported figure, 150,000 tokens down to 2. On tool-heavy tasks, up to a 98.7% reduction, with cost and latency falling right alongside. And a bonus you might not expect, less context rot, because the window stays small and focused instead of stuffed with junk it has to read past.
This sounds almost too good. Letting a language model write and run its own code. Surely that's the part that bites you.
You've put your finger on exactly the catch. The power here is also the danger. Model-written code executing on your infrastructure, combined with a prompt injection, where someone slips a malicious instruction into a web page or a document the agent reads. That is a critical vulnerability. Unsandboxed, it could run anything.
So the sandbox isn't a nice tooth, it's load barring.
Non-negotiable. A real isolated sandbox. A micro VM or a container. The E2B or model style of thing. No ambient credentials lying around for it to grab, controls on what it can talk to over the network, hard limits on CPU and memory. The pattern is excellent. The isolation is what makes it safe to use.
And really this is the same idea as context engineering, isn't it? Just turned up to 11e.
It's the purest version of it. The whole creed of context engineering is, keep the window small, do the heavy lifting somewhere else, return only what matters. Code execution is that taken as far as it goes. As MCP toolkits keep growing, it's increasingly just how serious agents stay affordable at all.
So the one line to keep:
don't pour the data through the model. Send it out to write code and bring back only the answer. Behind a sandbox, That's how you turn 150,000 tokens into 2.
Cheaper, faster, and the window stays clean. That's the Datarekha audio guide. See you in the next one.